Tell us about Mt.Waddington.
Okay. Yeah, so we're a Canadian backcountry retailer. We have two stores, soon to be three, one in Whistler and one in Chilliwack. They're about 3.5 hours apart. Two very different markets. Whistler is a tourist town. Chilliwack is more of a, not so much of a tourist town. Lots of people live there, lots of families. So we were also a multi-brand retailer, but we specialize in backcountry gear. So that's ski touring, packrafting, trail running, and especially in packrafting, like we are the people in North America that people go to for the information and the gear. So we have a lot of our brands are very unique to us. Like you can't get them anywhere else. And our stores, we have thousands of products. Because we have two stores, that's where our online is only recently become, like, we put it to the forefront of, okay, this is something we need to put time and energy into. It's typically just being a sort of dumping ground to make just put it online and see what happens, because the stores just take so much time and energy. But in the store, people come to us because our staff are all doing these adventures and they know what equipment you need to be able to go and do this stuff. So a customer journey would be, they would come into store, I'm going on this adventure. I need help to be able to find the right gear. You guys have 5 different options. Tell me what's the best one and I can be on my way. But we don't have that experience on the website. It's kind of just, here's a bunch of products, do your own research maybe everywhere else, because there's tons of other places where you can get reviews and all that stuff. And then maybe they'll buy with us if it's available. So I think our goal is, how can we replicate that in-store experience on the website, where someone can come to our website because they have a trip coming up and they want to find a pack that is suitable for them, shop that, get the expertise, and then know that they're going to be looked after and taken care of after they purchase the product. So yeah, I think that's our challenge.
Incredible. I love it. I know where I want to see, I know what I want to look at next, but Christina, why don't you start? Where do you want to go, and what other questions do you have before we start?
My one question, I know you said that your customers at your stores are coming to you all for a multitude of activities. Are you all known for or have a big following in terms of traffic as for a particular activity or product line, or is it a vast mix of activities?
Yeah, I'd say we are our most, like, what we're known for the most is packrafting, especially in the Chilliwack location, because we have brands that we're the only company in North America that sells them, and also Sammy, who owns the company, and the manager down there, they are packrafters, and it's very technical, and we get people calling from all over North America because we are the people to get these boats from. So people will spend a lot of money on boats and paddles and PFDs because we are the people to speak to. We have a lot of other products like Fly, like you're looking at, and skiing and running, but I wouldn't say we're the specialists at those. There's lots of other companies who do a great job, and especially for ski, it's a tricky market because a lot of bigger companies like Mech, Backcountry, they order in such huge quantities and they have sales very often, and it's really hard for us to compete online. Whereas in store, we'll easily sell products because you can't get it anywhere else. We're the only backcountry retailer in Whistler. So if you come on your holiday and you need a pair of skis, you're buying it from us as opposed to somewhere else. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes. What are your thoughts so far, Christina? Like I'm a gearhead. I fly fish, I ski, I skate. I mean, like all these things. And I'm the place where I go right away is like, your site is like a Shopify theme site. right? Like you picked it off the shelf and you put it on and you put your SKUs on there and you did all the technical things. And now it's time to merchandise.
And personalize. I think that bringing your exactly what you just said, why do people come to you and why are you guys the experts? I think there needs to be an experiential part. You said, how do we bring this retail experience into the e-com world? I think that I do like how you on the homepage you have it categorized into different activities. I think you might want to go even have some kind of maybe not social proof, but some kind of community building element very upfront, so they're not immediately thinking, oh, you were only a e-com site, or you're only here for footwear, for trail running only. I think it's starting that journey in some way to really showcase that you are more than an e-commerce site. It's an experience. And I've pushed to you in terms of ways that you've recently incorporated, but I do think that that brand element, the branding component needs to come higher in this above the fold potentially in some way, even if it's on the global nav.
Yes, and do you know what we mean when we say above the folds, Ollie?
Yeah, the first section before you start scrolling.
Yeah, absolutely. So for example, like, and I think the thing that brings people together is the adventure, right? And so like some things like that, I mean, this product is great. I mean, I question myself. I question whether trail running is your hero product. When you put it on the homepage, like I do wonder about, if this creative that you have right here, first of all, where do you get them?
All of the assets.
Yeah.
We get them from brands.
From
so the brands that we sell, they'll send a assets package, and then we have access to all of those. So we have tons of really, really good imagery. Just to give the trail running one, we change that probably every month, depending on sort of like a store-wide campaign. We just had a new pair of shoes come out, so that's why we did a trail running campaign. And also because our whistle store just got trail running stuff in, which there isn't many of the places that do it, but maybe we don't. Yeah, what you're saying is we don't need to focus on that stuff. We should focus on like the products that we sell the most of.
I mean, it's a little bit of both, right? So you're trying to merchandise the things on the merchandise that you're trying to move. That makes sense. And I think what you're doing really well is, getting the emotion of the adventure onto their site, but also, thinking about like what is the motivation of the person who's actually mostly here on the homepage. So orienting to brand, I mean, I do think that there are opportunities for motion, for example, for some of these as well. If you have these images, and I don't know what the brands use limitations are, if you're allowed to, use AI to animate these kinds of things, but that could be something to draw an eye. But as well, I think you probably have assets too that are in store. Is there a social media product?
Yeah, I think if you go top left, it'll take you to our Instagram. Oh, you got it there.
Mm-hmm. And so, some of these things that I actually have to be logged in, but if you have, these kind of, there's a winning, but any of the in-store activities or any of the experts, that's where I think, actually, let me just make sure I'm sharing this, that everybody can see what assets Ollie has. Oh, I can't log in. Okay, one moment. Here's Mt.Waddington. These are the assets that you have access to that are actual people, and the community component of what you have is what you should probably be leaning on your site and that's the social proof, as we talk about, like people come to us for all these things that you're talking about don't really show up here in a meaningful way. So pulling together not only your beautiful imagery and the sense of adventure, but also here's everyone that we love and love us back kind of energy.
Okay.
What do you think?
Do you have examples of websites where you see that done well? I work quite well on an example, like a visual example, if you've got something.
I do have one. Do you
Okay.
do you ladies have any that you?
I'm just looking at a few sites now.
I think LL Bean does a great job with exactly that. They have a ton and very outdoors. So they start with a video in their hero of of the gear being used throughout the experience, I think. And they have tons of categories. So depending on in terms of seasonality, but showcasing that they have more than just than just a platform to sell. It's also this community and expertise that comes along with it. I think shines through a lot.
Yeah.
And I just pasted a link to Rare Beauty on the homepage. When you scroll down, you can see they also connect their Instagram, but it's more in an aesthetic way. So you can see a number of their customers wearing their products. If you continue to scroll down, maybe a bit more. Yeah, there we go. So there you see a bunch of customers wearing the products.
And a lot of times these are all plugins that you can just purchase for your store to connect to your Instagram. The other one that I pulled up earlier is this 12th Tribe. I mean, ladies know how to get together, right? Am I right? Like you can see on our product detail page itself, they have this thing like Babes in the Wild, which is we call user-generated content. But as well, there's like, okay, here's more things in your feed. So I think that this actually does a really good, I mean, all the customer reviews that they have. And of course, like making it very social, your entire website. So whether it's on a product detail page, on your home page, like getting that user generated content and all the community and even the store personality on your site, you probably have these assets already.
Okay. What ways how do you get customers to share content? What's in it for them? Do you offer something in return, or what's been successful for you?
You rarely need to motivate somebody if they really love the brand.
Right.
Yep. I think I encourage you to do maybe some social listening too, and engaging. I think engaging and starting with that community management piece where if you're on there, you want to encourage people to continue to speak to you directly on the platforms, and then in that you can showcase and repost their content. And I think that's where they're feeling a lot more of a personal connection with the brand. And we've seen tons of success at it in the brands that I've worked at where you connect it and then showcase it in other places. So it creates a sense of community and encourages others to do the same.
Okay, so just the fact that we would share on our platform and our website and social would be enough you don't have to, coax anyone in with gift cards or anything like that.
You shouldn't have to. I think that if you feel, especially what you've talked about with the environment in the retail, I think there's components of incorporating that in retail too, is to encourage people to follow and engage and make sure that you have digital campaigns on social media that bring them back to this the omni-channel experience. So both in retail and also online. So there are great opportunities for you to have some kinds of, ways to give them exclusive access or other ways in terms of customer loyalty. But
yeah,
you probably need that with your customers.
Mm-hmm.
You recently, I saw from your Instagram, had some kind of a contest. Well, and that's all content. If they're like posting to you or mentioning you and all of these things, that's all so naturally generated. Like even though it's a contest for engagement.